I think what cricket has allowed for, and this is what has frustrated me about the way the game has grown, is that for whatever reason, cricket is involved in nation building. So Victor Trumper is probably maybe the Sachin of India, in that Australia had some good cricketers before him. They'd won the Ashes. They'd had the demon Fred Spofford. Victor Trumper, W.G. Gray said, "You're the person taking over my legacy." Right? It wasn't just even you're the best cricketer in the world. Cricket is in your hands, Victor. And it turns out he wasn't even the best batter of his generation. It was probably Jack Hobbs. But to Australians, that at that same period, Australia was literally becoming Australia. Right? It was federated in 1901, and I think I can't remember the exact year that Grace had that conversation with Trumper, but it was 1900 or 1899. Do you know what I mean? It was like that era. Australia's becoming a country, and in the sport that we have chosen to be our national sport at that time, we have someone quite special. And if you go forward to the next big boom that Australia has, sort of is W.G. Gray, is Don Bradman. And then in Don Bradman, what do you have? If Victor Trumper wasn't quite the best player in the world, he might have been one of the most respected. Don Bradman's the best player that had ever played the game then, and might still be, right? So now Australia has this incredible figure that is completely sort of transferring how they feel about themselves, who happens to come from the Depression. Then you go forward to probably Dennis Lillee's the next major one. What's Dennis Lillee? Well, Trumper had this sort of Australian/English style about him. Don Bradman was almost English in some ways, in some of the ways that he talked and everything. Dennis Lillee is never going to get confused for an English person. He's Australian. He looked like the Australian men in rock bands, had the big hair. He's now representing Australia. So you look at those three cricketers, different generations, years, decades between them, completely different kinds of people. Through cricket, they allowed the country to feel different about itself, right?